Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Andy.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
All right, cool. So I'm sitting here again with you to ask you some questions. And for today, we're going to discussing a nice topic about social impact-driven business. So I suppose from running your own brand, One People, you have something that you have in mind that you want to share with people. And we'll be asking like several questions that I hope you're willing to answer.
Yeah, of course.
Very well.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay, so we know that we've done so wrong, like in terms of running a business. So like previously, people focus more on profit instead of like focusing on the ethical side of the business. And right now people think that it needs to change. So social impact-driven business is like one of the way to change this norm of in regards to conventional business practice. So can you tell us what does social impact-driven business mean to you?
Everything. I have most of my life actually, been very driven towards business in general. But in a very young age, I started looking at business from another perspective than the normal perspective, you can say, which is profit-driven. So it actually came quite early for me. The idea of business could be more than just profit-driven. That business could actually be a tool for major change in the world. And I would say it came quite naturally for me. So and that has kind of been my track most of my life so far, and of course evolved as I gained more experience and gained more more companies, more people around me, and so forth. So yeah, but it means everything.
How long have you been doing this social impact-driven business in terms of your experience? So you've said that you've been doing business for the last 20 years, and then has it you said that it comes naturally, but then when do you think you start doing this?
I have started businesses all my life actually, since I was a kid. But when since I was a kid, I haven't had that focus. I didn't. My first business endeavor, wasn't social driven. It was more, the entrepreneurship, the business, making money, if that's possible, and that kind of motivation. But from around 20 years ago, it kind of started to be more structured. I had that drive, but my first bigger business endeavors were also with partners. So that also kind of laid another level of approach, because you have to compromise on what you want to do with the business and so forth. So, but the older I have become and more also independent in business, I have been able to go more and more all in on it, and I have done that for many years now.
So the next one is my question: what is the biggest challenge to implement the social impact-driven business today?
Profit, without driving profit, without doubt. It's social-driven business, or you are a regular business. You are competing on a free market, so to speak, and that means whoever is out there, you are up against them, so to speak. The biggest challenge when it comes to impact-driven business is that you have that extra layer. You have that extra layer of sustainability, or you have that extra layer of social responsibility. So that means that you often end up with having a product, a service, or a business model that drives the cost level a bit up. So that's actually one of the biggest challenges. Also because social entrepreneurs they're often very motivated by making real change in society, either local society or or on the planet, or it's so their first motivation is not necessarily to run a very, very profitable business. But I think one of the things we social entrepreneurs must understand is you need to have a very strong business mindset if you want to succeed as a impact-driven entrepreneur. You can't get around that fact. And so that's actually also what I work with when I work with those entrepreneurs I invest in, or I mentor, or I help in some ways, is actually to create this mindset. It's yes, you are creating this because you have a higher cause, so to speak. You have a higher cause, you have your why, and you're very driven by your why. You're very driven to make world change, say. But at the same time, if you want to use a platform of business, you need to have a business mindset, and that includes driving profit. So yeah, the biggest challenge is that creating a business model that actually can compete on a global scale, and at the same time create the mindset in social entrepreneurs that this is a business with everything that is normal for business, and that means a strong business case, a strong business model, and all the needed, I would say, skill sets and mindset around that to create success. Yeah.
This cause that can encourage people, or say business players, or everyone who are involved in the business, like to run extra miles for this cause. So basically, what kind of social problem that we can overcome from running a social impact-driven business?
Every problem on the planet. That's the whole point, and that's really what I strongly believe in, is that I can't see a stronger platform on the planet right now than using business as that platform, as that tool to create a better tomorrow for more people. I have nothing against politicians, for example, but it doesn't have the same potential, if you ask me. What is so fantastic with the business platform is, the business community as a whole contains so many skillful people. The most on the planet is actually in the private sector. That's where the capital is. So those two together goes hand in hand when we, walk the path of creating a better tomorrow. So there's no problem, there's no challenge on the planet that is not solvable, if you ask me. And of course it comes hand in hand with politicians, lawmakers, and other, our stakeholders. But if we unite in the business community and really begin to use our platform as a positive change maker in the world, we can create change like, faster than we have ever seen before. It's such a strong tool. So, yeah.
Based on your own experience, like in building global business in various sectors, and also having run a social impact-driven business, can you tell us what it takes to champion this cause and to solve the problem of today and tomorrow, compared to just running a conventional business that is like profit-driven?
That's a very good question, and my first thought actually is none, because there is no difference, if you ask me. The only difference is in motivation. That's important, of course, or I believe it's important, the motivation behind it. What is your objective as an entrepreneur or business owner or business leader? So motivation and your drive is different, your why is different, But what it takes to succeed, there's no difference. It takes the same. But that's what I addressed before is I think social business have opened up and attracted new kind of entrepreneurs who are very driven by the why, their why, and motivated by changing the world to a better place, right? And that's beautiful. But they don't necessarily come from the regular kind of, business mindset necessarily. So that's what you need to change. I would say they actually very often come from a more NGO-driven platform. But NGOs are not, that's not the same as social business or impact-driven business. It's very different. It's charity. It needs charity from other people, right? So it's not built on a business model which drives profit, which you then can use as a platform to create good. Which actually relates to a point I sometimes share with people is, where all these thoughts came from, and that, many years ago, I kind of got that vision that idea that we have for so many years looked into all this from a kind of divided perspective. You have the business community and you have the NGO and the charity sector, right? Two different endeavors, two different entities, and different ways of running them, right? Profit driven here and based on charity here. And the idea is these two doesn't have to be separated. These two doesn't have to be divided or something different from each other. It can be the same thing. So the vision or the idea that came to me was to see this as one common or shared business model, you can say, where you take the best from the traditional business and the best from the traditional NGO approach, combine it in one, and you actually have a very, very strong tool to create positive change in the world. So my point is, impact-driven business is still about creating profit, but the motivation behind it is higher than just driving profit to the owner, to the shareholders, and so forth. So, yeah.
As a sustainable brand, from the perspective of one people, and also from you who's running the brand, can you tell us what do you do to help make social impact as a significant value in running business?
Yeah, one people is a very important company for me. It's a company or brand, a lifestyle brand that I have started with my wife Ria. So it's very important and close to my heart in many ways. And what we try to do there is actually going all in on what I'm talking about here. So that's both to take care of the planet through a very strong, sustainable, responsible in regard to sustainability and the planet as a whole. And at the same time, a very strong focus on the people. And the idea behind One People is actually our main objective. You can say One People's why is to both be an inspirator for change in business, change within business, meaning how we do business, and it's a project to actually end poverty. That's the ambition. We know that's not possible alone, and that's why the project that we have created alongside with One People is which we call Business for Planet, by the way. That project has the purpose to to create other social entrepreneurs, teach them, mentor them, support them also financially to create other social and impact-driven businesses around the globe. Because we believe in togetherness here. We believe that if we are more social entrepreneurs and more social businesses with that objective, not necessarily the same objective as in poverty, but other good projects that create a better tomorrow for more people and the planet, then we can create this change very rapidly, we believe. So we kind of go to the root and create that network of and support that network and these social entrepreneurs, so we can faster move forward to a future where business and business community will be seen much more as a change maker than a profit driver. So that's the main objective in One People. Right. Those two hand in hand.
Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing your time with us. Great answers, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Thank you guys for being part of this. Appreciate it very much. If you want to subscribe, you can do it just below here. Then you get a notification each time we post a new chapter. Remember that you can also comment below. If you have any questions you want me to answer, you just comment and I'll answer them. See you next time.